Okay, hey YouTube. So, last week I got an email from somebody who is getting ready to start business school, go off and get an MBA, and planning to transition at the same time. And so I was pretty excited for this person. They had some questions about interviewing, being in business school, just stuff in general. And I kind of ended up spending a ton of time crafting this reply, sort of taking this trip down memory lane and talking about, transitioning in business school and what it was like. And sort of during that, time I spent sort of working on that message, I came to realize that I think I have a second transition regret. So I think I made a video about it before, and I'll post a link to it. Hopefully it'll line up with where my finger is. But the first transition regret is time, and kind of how much time you spend sort of debating if you're trans, waiting to transition, kind of sort of just all that time you spend that you don't get back, whether that's on HRT or being full-time or whatever. And I think the second regret is sort of tied to that, and that is, I think, sort of a lack of confidence or sort of an ability to make a decision and kind of not waffle on it. For example, when I went to business school, I sort of transitioned by the books and went to go see a therapist for 3 months. And, that was basically, I ended up wasting a semester of school that I could have been on hormones. And, it's, in retrospect, like, she was not going to write that referral anyway, and I ended up doing informed consent. And so it's like, well, why didn't I just do informed consent from the beginning? Why did I need somebody's permission, somebody's validation to kind of move forward? And I think that that's also part of the reason why I sort of strained some friendships, because transition, kind of becomes the center of your world, and when it does, you tend to talk about it a lot. And if you talk about it too much with people, they can become burned out with it. And it's not that it's like some transphobic bias. It's more of just like, if you've ever had a friend who always has problems and is always talking about their problems with you, that can sort of be a burnout at some point. And like, when it comes to transition related problems, cis people can't really help you out too much. They can't make your decisions for you. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, like, I was seeking validation or didn't have confidence in kind of my decisions of kind of like, well, when should I present? Should I tell my classmates that I'm dating guys? Are they gonna think that's weird? Or and I think it was just sort of that sort of seeking permission, or whatever you want to call it, which is partially a function of kind of how you're sort of informed by society's treatment of trans people, but at the same time, it's kind of like, at some point, you just need to rip off the Band-Aid and move forward. And if you don't, you end up wasting a lot of time. And so I think that that's kind of the second regret that I have, is that some of these transition points aren't always going to be easy, comfortable. So rather than sort of try to figure out how do you do this as painlessly as possible, at some point you just have to rip off some of those Band-Aids.